Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. I'm sorry if you're wearing headphones like me because that was obnoxiously loud. Who is that? Neil Diamond? Neil Diamond does Sweet Caroline, right? I don't know why I got this, like, I think it's like a timeline thing. It might have something to do with like my ADD or the ADHD, where I misunderstand everything. I can't help it. I'm pretty sure that's Neil Diamond, though. I had that blasting today. Blasting. Absolutely blasting. I could almost imagine my neighbors were just like, dude, what is wrong with this guy? I can't help it, man. I like enjoying myself. I like having fun. I think you have to actively look for fun things to do. And as you get closer to 30, right, as you move closer to 30 and 40 and 50, I wouldn't know. I'm not there, so I don't have to worry about that. It's funny because as that goes up, the dopamine actually goes down. And your ability to have fun is severely handicapped. Yeah, unless you like doing like MDMA on the weekends, or like those people that go to Vermont and like hit the raves and they just get wasted all day, like blackout drunk, annihilated. Those are my favorite kind of people. I just like, do they work? Do they do anything? How do they live? They're the same people that I saw on Christmas this year wearing all the matching pajamas, which I got to tell you, you guys really pulled out all the stops this Christmas. It's almost like we had 8 crazy nights of Christmas. It seemed like everybody was just like doing their thing. And I really love that, man. I really love that everybody was like really having fun. And I saw a lot of people were in relationships, which kind of threw me off. I didn't know half of you guys were in relationships. I think the most confusing part about that for me was I've been hitting on you. I've been spitting game to some of you guys. Why haven't you told me you're in relationships? Why have you not shared this information with me? I'm just out here on this island just like, hey, what are you getting into this weekend? You want to go giggity, giggity, giggity. And then they just like heart your text. Is that like subliminal for I'm taken, leave me alone? I'm sort of an idiot. I'm somebody who appreciates like direct communication. I need direct communication. And I feel like the world we live in is not big on communication whatsoever. As much as like we live on our phones and we're talking, we're doing a lot of talking. We're a lot of talking. Like Theo Von, I love Theo Von. Do you know Theo Von? Theo Von is one of the best comedians in the world by far. And I'll tell you why. Because he talks about real shit. He's not just like, I mean, there's that one episode where he's like, you ever see a dog, man? And it lets you pet it, man. He's like, damn, I love a dog that lets me pet it, boy. Just lets me pet it. Like, get over here. He's a little out there. There's also that episode with Pauly Shore where he was talking about distance. He's like, how far you think you could see, man? I thought it was like 70 feet. Pauly Shore's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I mean, if Pauly Shore's scratching his head, then fuck, you better check yourself. But he's one of the best because he actually talks about real things. And I think that's why people really resonate with him. He's big on communication. I love the way he says, boy, man. He just gets all up in that, John. He just gets all better. He's just like, damn, man. I love that episode where he's talking about petting dogs and shit. He's just a freak, man. But he's himself. He's himself. And you have to be yourself these days because the hardest part about living in the world these days, no matter what age you are, I think for the older generation, it's better because they kind of have that advantage of not having to compare themselves to everything around them. And they get to be themselves. They don't have to worry about being accepted and shit. They were like out digging in rocks and picking at weird stuff and in the coal mines and shit. They weren't like looking at somebody driving a rental Lamborghini or checking out the fucking chick with tattoos that look like they're out of a 6-year-old's color book. It wasn't like that. Now it's like everything's so in your face. And if you're not careful, it'll eat you up and chew you up inside and have you wondering who you are. Wondering how you got to where you are. And it can be really confusing. It's really confusing. I think that's why I love the idea of having my own podcast, because I can just sit here and talk shit. Just be myself. It's so funny because you have to have so many outlets these days to be you, to get away from social media, to get away from the noise, to get away from work, to get away from kids. I talked to a parent recently. They're like, I'm going out with the husband tonight. Can't wait to get away from those kids. Like, don't you love those little fuckers, though? Why is it the only time that you get away from them you need to get fucking blackout drunk? I'm not a parent. I do happen to have 2 crazy-ass dogs, but every time I think of relating my dogs to somebody's kids, I wonder, do they think I'm an asshole, or do they just not think of that? Because, like, yeah, little Johnny's, like, doing such and such this week, and I'm like, yo, man, I got Remy and Lily. They were sniffing each other's ass earlier. All up in there. All up in there. Remy's such a freak, too. That's his sister. You little freak. He's probably all figuring it out now. I don't want to think about it. I have to call Sarah McLachlan to get over here and take him away. Crazy dogs. By the time you see this, it's going to be after the holidays, which means we're no longer in the wild, wild west. So you need to get your shit together right here, right now. Christmas is over. New Year's, it's over. And hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Because if you didn't, you still have to keep going. Still have to have fun. Still have to do your thing. Can't slow down. Can't slow down. Can't slow down for nothing. Can't slow down for nothing. Especially other people. I think that's what gets in my way a lot sometimes. I see what other people are doing and I'm like, oh my God. Get away from me. Get away from me. You know, like I'm a creature of solitude and I will always love being alone. I think it's kind of a problem, actually, because I feel more me when I'm alone. And maybe it's not like that for everybody, but it certainly is for me. It can be kind of confusing if people don't accept that. If you don't accept that more than anything. If you accept that this is the person you are, it's much easier to deal with the noise and all this crap. So when your new year, new me, iggity boo, starts jumping along and you start getting into your gym routine, you start taking your multivitamins or you start waking up earlier, good for you. Don't let all the shit around you fuck you up. Don't let all the things screw you up. Put your phone down. There's nothing happening here that's more important than here. Nothing. There's nothing at all. It's so important that you got to be in the now. You got to be where you are so that you can meet yourself where you are. And I've been trying to learn that. That's why I've been trying to make better choices for myself even. That really echoed a lot in my head. I've been really trying to make some better choices for myself recently. And I learned that discipline is really something that you have to kind of build like a muscle. And you really owe it to yourself to be disciplined, because if you're not disciplined about the things you do and you're a pushover like me, I just like living, man. I don't like feeling restricted. I think it's a freedom thing for me. And I always felt like if I stuck to any one thing, maybe it restricted me in some way. But that's not really true, because if I do what I have to do, it allows me to do what I want to do. that's so big. That's a little Denzel Washington for you. I've been fucking scrolling all day today. Not even mad about it. It's very ironic considering where my headspace is. But it lets you do what you want to do if you're willing to put in the work to do the stuff you got to do. Drink your Red Bull, boy. Get to it. Get to stepping. Make your pot of coffee. Don't spill it on your shirt today. And if you're bringing an open cup of coffee in the car, bring an extra shirt with you in case you spill. That is a rookie move to not have a backup shirt. You should always have a backup shirt. No matter where you are going, have a backup. Always have a to-go bag. Adulting is not for the easiest of the easy, okay? You will be tried and tested. It's like you're at like a manufacturing plant, man, and you're a new toy. They're going to test you and test you and test you till you break. You better make sure you got your glitter. You better make sure you got your gold to put yourself back together when you do break. In this case, you want to make sure you have a nice dress shirt wherever you go, especially when you get to the office and they're like, hey, what happened to you? You don't have to explain that. People are going to think you're like Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. Look at this guy. He's wearing his fucking coffee. Don't you know you're supposed to drink it? Not dump it down your face? Silly goose. I've been really loving everybody's Wrapped for the end of the year. You guys do some really creative stuff at the end of the year. Really. I've been learning everybody's in relationships. Thank you to Christmas. That taught me a lot of you are dating, which meant I need to stop following many of you right now because you're going to get me in trouble. I want your boyfriend knocking on my door. I'm not an idiot. You don't shit where you eat, okay? You absolutely do not shit where you eat. Do everything else, but not that. Not that. I live in a house, my home. This is my safe place. I don't want anyone coming all up in here and cramping my style and, hey, you were talking to my girl, bro. No. Y'all better start using Facebook again and putting your relationship status to fucking open or complicated or I'm sorting it out, baby. I'll let you know. Something. Because people like me are like on autopilot. I'm just like kid in a candy store. I'm like, ooh, Skittles. Can I have some? Ooh. Little Ferrero Rocher. Oh, I like those. I like a little Ferrero Rocher. Eat them up like gumdrops. Boop, 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 boop. All day. I keep snacks on me. I always got snacks. You got to be snacking. If you're not snacking, what are you doing? Oh, I love snacking. I love snacking. If I was an actor, I would request that they put real snacks in my scenes. You know how they have like in Friends when they're at the coffee shop and they're drinking those empty cups of coffee because you can't use real shit in case you spill it on your shirt and you don't have a backup and you're in the middle of a scene and now you got to go home and you got to reassess the situation. Now you're all jacked up. You can't even get back into your mojo. You spilled fake coffee on your non-existing backup shirt, and now you got no job. Now you're living in a van down by the river talking to yourself. Oh, man, I got a little Farley in me tonight. You got to be prepared. Always be prepared. Most of all, always have snacks. I don't care what the story is. Be snacking, boy. If I was on Theo's podcast right now, that's what I would say to him. I'd say, Theo, man, you know what the secret sauce is? Always be snacking, boy. I got those snacks. And then I'd whip out a couple granolas like, you want some of this? You want to share the snacks too. Don't be a bastard about it. I hate people that are like, oh, don't touch my food. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you, fucking 6 years old? Don't touch my food? Did they not feed you when you were little? My mom's words, what do you, live at the zoo? You know? You try to get a little bite. You're even willing to barter for it. I'll give you a bite of what I'm eating and I'll give you get a bite of yours. It's like, nah, dog, don't touch my food. I'm not about that. I'm a sharer. I think it creates community. I think it's important that we all enjoy it. So always keep those. I got snacks right here. I keep those snacks on me. These are my favorite. This podcast, episode number 2 of the No Name Podcast, is brought to you by Tostitos with a hint of lime. Tostitos is the #1 chip for all of your party necessities. You could win a trip to launch confetti at Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl, dog. You could. If Tostitos sponsored a podcast, I would launch myself as the fucking confetti. I even got dip over there. I can't even reach it. I don't know what the game plan was. No pun intended. I've been thinking about those chips since I sat down, though. I've been thinking about them. I got the dogs thinking about them, too. Ain't no shame in snacking. Don't let nobody tell you, man. You live your life. You snack. When you're hungry, you snack. Don't let nobody tell you, oh, hey, man, don't you ever stop eating. Shut the fuck up, dog. I eat what I want, when I want, how I want. I don't have to ask permission from you to snack, right? You're not even willing to share your snacks with me. You got no say in the matter. We cannot be friends if you do not share snacks. Tostitos, I would love if you sponsored me. I would just eat fucking chips all day. Chips would be everywhere. I'd be making chip lasagna. I'd have chip cereal. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They say don't reinvent the wheel, but what the fuck are we doing here? Why not? I'm all for it. I'd be cheese and chips and cheese on chips and layered fucking chips. Oh, yeah. I'd be doing the walk across the chips in my living room, just stepping on those fuckers. Doing my thing. I hope you're doing good. I hope you guys are living. I hope you're having fun and you enjoyed your holidays and everybody's playing it safe and you're getting ready for 2025. Oh, what I was talking about something before. 2025, 2024, 2025. This is the problem of a ADHDer. You start reverse engineering where you were. I started thinking about snacks, man. I got fucking excited. That was the most exciting part of this episode so far. I was thinking about those fucking hint of lime Tostitos. Ooh. Man. I'd like to share a bag of those with fucking Theo Vaughn. I bet he'd be a good snack sharer. Theo, if you're watching this, are you a snack hogger or a snack sharer? Let us know. Ooh, the Wrapped. Yes. The most listened to music of 2024. I don't do Spotify, so I don't get I only listen to like Spotify here and there. We started using it for the podcast, but I use Apple Music, so I'm sort of a vagrant. Indigent, as my dad would say. I got problems, man. This is my life. You know what it is? I see everyone doing one thing, and I'm like, can't do that. Nope. Even if it works. So everybody's on like the choo-choo, Spotify coming through. I'm like, nah, listen to Apple Music. So then when I have to go get my Wrapped, I have to click a link, go to an email, click a share, click a there, click a here. By the time I get to my Wrapped, I'm fucking sleeping on the couch. I don't even want to know what my most listened to music was. I do know that for 2023, All Eyes on Me by Bo Berman was my most listened to song. It made me wonder, what's that say about me? Am I a freak? Does that make me weird? I hope it does. Because that would make me probably the most normal fucking person out there. Because, dude, Bo Berman? I love that you can mix comedy with music. And music is one of those things that no matter how good of a comedian you are, music travels the fastest and the furthest. Anybody can tell a fucking joke, right? There's an infinite amount of ways you can tell a joke. You can write a joke. And look, there's some brilliant writers and brilliant storytellers. And they will never get the credit they deserve compared to a goddamn music artist of any kind. Just doesn't happen. Just doesn't happen. Doesn't matter how good you are. But I love the idea of comedic and music together, and I think that's what Bo Berman brought together at the height of COVID. I can't even believe I'm still using the word COVID so many years later. It feels like we were all part of the wild, wild west, you know? Like, hey, man, I'll meet you at the fucking Wawa to get those energy drinks, and then we can collect our $600 a week and just go play Call of Duty. That was a crazy time. I had fun. I'm not even scared to say it. It was the best time of my life. Best time of my life. Left my job. Luckily, nobody I knew died. Everyone got sick. Yep. Everyone around me is sort of ignorant, so they were just like, yeah, man, COVID doesn't exist. I'm like, oh, whatever. You can be anything you want to be in this world. I don't judge. You can't judge people. I think it's important that you meet people where they are, not where you are. As much as I'm like, damn, y'all are stupid. In my head, I'm like, well, maybe you're onto something. Or maybe not. Who knows? Hard to say. At the height of COVID, I didn't even do anything. I just played video games all day. Now I got a PS4 and an Xbox 360. I don't even know what to do with. I can't even log into them. Every once a year, I just update my PS4. I turn it on. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll play for a minute. And then I got into it. I'm like, oh, I can't. So it updates for a day, and then it's just turned off again for another 8 months. Busy working, man. I had to go back to work. I got a busy job, man. I work in operations for hotels, and it's crazy. It's crazy working in hospitality, and you're always busy. You don't have time for video games. You barely get time to your fucking self. Wipe your own ass. But I really do love that everybody has really sorted it out this year. It made me happy to see. There were a few people I was a little worried about. I worry about people. I'm a worrier. Big worrier. I need some chips. Eat some chips, boy. I was really worried about some people this year. I saw they had significant others, and I felt relieved for them. Because, how amazing is that? I hear my work phone going off in the background, to which I will not be answering. That fucking phone can ring until the cows come home. Pigs can be flying out of my ass, and I will not be answering that phone. It does have a nice jingle to it. I don't know if you can hear it. Sometimes I do little raps to it. I'm like, I'm not fucking answering you. I'm not fucking answering you. I'm like, don't fucking care. It's Sunday night. Leave me the hell alone. I'm all right. You have to protect your time these days. You really have to protect your time, because otherwise people don't know. They don't know what boundaries are. They don't know how to not respect you. People just do what the fuck they want anymore. I'm certainly one of them, but I try to respect people's boundaries, as much as I can. I think the hard part is people also don't know how to set boundaries anymore. So it's like, where do you really draw the line? And it's hard because we are inherently the worst at communicating. Really. We don't know how to communicate what we think, what we want, what we're doing. It's like I don't know. It's like people have this incessant need to, I don't know, not communicate. And it causes a lot of confusion. People like me, I'm like, so what is it? Is it this? Is it that? How are we doing this? How should we do it? Where do we want to go? What are we thinking? What do you want to do? Everybody shared their dating rap this year. That's what I'm trying to get to. The Wrapped is like your Spotify rap, your Apple rap, right? Your most listened to songs. Except the dating Wrapped is the amount of dates you went on this year. Yeah, it's like, everyone's like, okay. I like my one buddy. He put 7 dates, 2 callbacks, 3 second dates, 1 third date, And, you know, 2 times he downloaded Hinge or Tinder, whatever the hell you're swiping on these days. Meanwhile, I'm over here like 6 dates, 6 free fucking meals that some girl didn't have to pay for. Whatever. 2, go fuck yourselves, Anthony. I didn't have those coming. That was not nice. Like, I don't know, 2 third dates or some shit. Dating is hard. Dating is weird. Dating is strange. Everybody wants to be on these dating apps, and I think all it is a ploy to show we care, but we're not going to make the effort to make it work. That's all I think it is. That's all I think it is. I don't think people want to be in love. I think we're terrified. I think we're terrified to be in love. I think we like the idea of love. I think we wish we could be loved. But I think, like we think we're too awful and horrible inside to be loved. Like, who would love us? And I think we kind of shortchange ourselves. You can't do that. You can't not give yourself a chance. It's like saying, I wish I won the lottery, but you don't play. You're never going to win if you don't play, bro. You got to get your head in the game, right? Got to get your head in the game. All in or all out. Treat it like sports betting. I love Dave Portnoy. He's great. Big sports betting guy. That's awesome. I'm not. I don't gamble. Every day I fucking wake up is like a gamble, okay? I don't need to add any more risk to my day. This is just plenty. You're looking at it. I don't need to do any more. But, like, we're really not that awful. We're really not. I think it's too bad because we don't give ourselves a chance. We don't really go for it. We stopped really going for it. Why? What happened? Why did we stop? I know we got a little older, and when you get a little older, you have all these dreams when you're 20, right? You know exactly what you want. And then 22 rolls around, and maybe somebody you love, left or died or something. And then 24 rolls around, and maybe you get fired from your first job, or you graduate college, and now you're on your own. 26 rolls around. You start to realize that maybe your dreams are just that. But they can be so much more. You can be so much more of yourself. You can do so much more in this world, but you have to believe it. You have to believe you can. Because if you believe you can, I'm not fucking kidding, you can. You have to fucking visualize it. Feel it. I'm not kidding, feel it. Feel it, man. I cried like a bitch the other night in the shower. That's my happy place. When I'm crying, it kind of makes me happy. It's fucked up. It's like cathartic for me. It's not like I'm so deeply sad I can't go on with my life. I need to cleanse these emotions, these feelings, this baggage, and I have to let go. And I sat in that shower, man, I was cooking. Fucking cooking. I was cooking in the shower the other night. Fucking shower must have been 106. Felt like I was going 75 down the freeway in somebody else's car. I was crying. It felt great. I was thinking of all the things I want to do, man. I was saying it. I said, oh, man, I want to fucking be a comic like Farley. I want to write, baby. I want to produce art like Van Gogh. I want to do it. I need the power to. Not even kidding. I believe it. I believe you can do anything in this world as long as you support yourself and believe you can do it. I want to fucking do it. I want to be on fire every single day making it happen. What else are you going to do? Otherwise, people are going to fucking rot your brain. Your boss is going to convince you can't do it. Your family is just going to be like, get the hell out of town.
probably won't even tell them half the shit you want to do because they don't even support you in a fucking eighth of what you've always talked about doing. Go for it, baby. Take the risk. Take the risk. Risk it all. Risk everything. So what? People think you're crazy. So what? That's how you know you're doing it right. When people start looking at you a little differently, they start coming correct. Yeah, come correct. I'm in somebody else's stolen car fucking cruising down the freeway. Gonna be at your house pretty soon playing with your dog. Don't play with me. I don't need this. I could be in your fucking 2025 dating wrapped. Yeah. Keep it sticky. I could be anywhere. Like flubber, baby. I could be bouncing around your garage. You don't even see it.
I think I've been watching too much Theo Von. I love him, man. I like to advocate for real snacks on every show in all the movies. I want to see people fucking snacking again. Really. I think that'd be really great. Is that a fucking hair?
Dude, when I think I see a hair, I go into full-on Inspector Gadget mode. I'm like, Inspector Gadget, microscope, whoop. What's going on here? There you go. You gotta share your snacks. Gotta share your snacks. Hey, so look. You got a big week coming up. You got a big week. Let's go down the checklist. You do your laundry. You shower. Okay, good. You tell yourself nice things. Go do that. Go to the mirror, say, you're beautiful. You're handsome. You can do this. Go do it. You think I'm fucking playing. You walk your dogs. You tell your girl, you tell your boy you love them. You call your parents recently. Make sure you do that. They're always thinking about you. If you don't have them, just talk to them. They're up there doing their thing. They're around. They're in here. They're there. They're here. They're there. They're there. You know? You want to be prepared for your week. Make sure you get in front of it. Get all that shit out of your head. Especially for 2025. You want to go into this shit with a fresh perspective. That doesn't mean you got to do all this new stuff. Everybody's like, yo, I'm going to start doing this new thing, man. This is what kills me about people. People got the best ideas ever, but people's great ideas live and die in the same fucking breath. People are like, yo, I got this great idea. I'm like, great. Do it for the next 2 fucking years and see where you go. People do it for 2 minutes. They're like, oh, I'm tired. Great. You got no stamina, got no discipline, can't be consistent. How bad do you really want it? How bad do you really want it? You can't be like that, dog. Anybody can start new things, but what you really should do is look at all the things you're doing wrong or you don't like. For me, I was a big pot smoker for a lot of years. Love devil's lettuce. Love it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's legal here in New Jersey, baby, so if my employer sees this, hey, I got rights. I'm just kidding. Don't fire me. I stopped smoking recently. I wanted to make better choices for myself. Really, I said, I really want to do this. I don't know how I'm going to do it because I really enjoy it. Smoking at the end of the day, a nice little J. You sit on your patio, you don't even think about it. Just like, oh, I fucking hate everybody. Why is my fucking neighbor such a hoe? It just happens. It just comes out. It just happens. I didn't want to be like that no more, man, because it fogs my shit. It puts rose-colored glasses on me, and anything that speeds up time, you better fucking stop doing. You can start doing all the other right things, but if you don't stop doing the wrong things, you're at a disadvantage. You better get your money right this year. If you want to get your money right, you got to get your mind right. You want to get your mind right? You better have some real fucking conversations with yourself, which means at the beginning of every week, get it right with yourself. Make a checklist. Did I do this? Did I do that? Am I okay? Is this okay? Is everyone okay? Are my parents good? Are my friends good? Right? Take care of people, man. One hand washes the other. Don't wait for a fucking invitation. Everybody's waiting for it. Everybody's waiting for it. The older you get, the more you're waiting. You're gonna die waiting for something to happen. Go out there and get this shit. Don't let life pass you by. Don't let your weeks pass you by. Don't become a I'll do it tomorrow person. Tomorrow might not come. Do it today. Stop the shit. Get off the shit. Ever since I stopped smoking the skunk weed I've been smoking lots of years, I've been feeling great. I've been feeling good, motivated. I'm hungry. I'm eating a lot more snacks too, which is great for me. Not great for my wallet. Send me money. It's hard though, and I get it. But you have to stay disciplined. If you want anything out of this world, you really do have to be disciplined about it. Truly. Otherwise, it just doesn't happen. And then you can just become somebody who's just a bitcher and a complainer. I am a bitcher and a complainer. I love complaining. I was telling Mary today, Mary's my assistant, and if it wasn't for Mary, this podcast wouldn't be possible. It wouldn't be. I published a book in 2024. It wouldn't be possible without Mary. Surround yourself with the best people in the world. I don't know what that means for you, but I'm sure you do. And I was telling Mary today, because we have our weekly powwows. We're always connecting on stuff. And today we're talking about something. Oh, we're talking about my car. I have a lot of car problems. I owned a Mini Cooper for a couple years. And I bought the Mini Cooper in a pinch after my ex-girlfriend totaled my Honda Accord. I love my Honda Accord. The worst part about it being totaled was she totaled it the same month I paid it off. This was a lot of years ago. I'm past it, but I should have sued her ass. Whatever. I'm a good man. Totaled the car. I got paid out. I went and bought a Mini Cooper. It was at the height of COVID. I was like, shit, man, I can't. Nothing's affordable. I can't get anything. So I got this Mini Cooper. I owned a Mini Cooper a long time ago. They are so expensive to maintain. And this car was almost the death of me this year. It was the reason I couldn't go to certain shows. It was the reason I couldn't go into Manhattan and do my fucking thing, shake my butt and tell some corny jokes and meet some friends or take girls out on dates. It stopped me from doing everything. Up until it literally stopped me from seeing my family for Christmas, which really hurt my feelings because I wasn't sure if the car would like explode. It was just so expensive to maintain. It sucked the life out of me like a fucking thief in the night. It was taking my money out of my wallet. I wanted to go out there every day and kick the shit out of it. I'm not even a mad person. That car made me mad. Yeah. It was expensive. 2024 was fucking expensive. I could have been on a cruise every month with the amount of money I put into that car. Oh, yeah. I could have been living. Instead, I was at BMW. Please help me. Please. If you own a BMW, I just want you to know you are the worst kind of person. I can only say that because I owned a fake BMW, i.e. a Mini Cooper. Nothing is great about that car. Don't buy one. Don't. You got a better chance of putting a fucking pair of Hot Wheels on a slip and slide and driving it around town. That car sucked. And so I bought a new car. I spent a lot of money on my new car. Almost so much money that I felt maybe I didn't deserve this new car. I was like, well, I do deserve this. I work hard. I got this coming. Turns out, it didn't matter. I'm talking to Mary. I said, Mary, in the same breath I was talking shit about the Mini, I'm like, damn, this car's a lot of car. I don't know if I need all this. What are people going to think about me, like, driving around this car? I was bitching. I'm a bitcher. You know why I bitch? I bitch because it makes me feel good. I get it off my chest. You live with so many things for so many years. You get tired of your shit, and I'm not lying. The last couple months, I've been so sick of myself. I just let it fly. If I think it's coming out. It's coming out. I'm sorry. That's gonna affect a lot of people down the road, but that's not my fucking problem. Not my chair. Not my problem. But it doesn't matter how you flip it. I had the piece of shit car I was bitching. I got a brand new car. I'm still complaining. What the hell's wrong with me? I wish my dad was still around. He'd probably smack me in the back of the head. What the hell are you doing? Dumbass. It's really exciting to have this new podcast. And if you're listening to this and you support all of my crazy little creative pursuits, which I have many of because I love having creative outlets. I love having things that allow me to pour myself into. It's very important for someone like me. I have high energy. I got a lot of fucking energy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so important that you have creative outlets, though, because otherwise you're just going to go crazy living with all this stuff in your head. I mean, think of all the shit that I could spew inside of an hour. There's an endless amount of stuff. Infinite. An infinite amount of things to talk about in this world. I hope it encourages other people to start talking a little bit more about what's on their mind. I started a few years ago after I went through a really bad breakup with the same girl that totaled my car. And I thank God every day that girl left and never came back. I lost a best friend too at the time, which also very thankful that is still sticking. Sometimes people fucking try to weasel their way back into your life. Ugh. So happy I haven't heard from those people. I hope they're doing well. I hope they're eating. I hope they're living good. I really do. Because life moved on. But it doesn't change the fact that, you're going to go through things. And you have to make the most out of it. And at the time, I was so down. Man. A bad relationship, losing a best friend will fuck you up. And I was fucked up, man. I love those people through and through. They could have done anything. I would have loved them. And that's not a good thing. You got to have boundaries. You got to have fucking things where you say, you know what? Enough's enough. And I didn't. So I spent a few years talking about how I felt about things. It was hard. It was cringy. Oh, so cringy, man. Especially online. You're like, okay, today, feel your feelings. I'd make a video. I'd be like, oh, I fucking hate myself. Why am I like this? But it made me talk about what was on my mind, and now I can laugh at it. I could have never done that years ago. Would have never happened. It would have never happened. And people were like, yeah, how are you so happy? How are you so funny? How are you so doing your thing? And it's just because I'm so okay with how broken I am as a person. I'm so okay with the fact that I'm so fucked up. And I'm not perfect. And I have wronged just as many people that have wronged me. And I work really hard to make sure that, in the future, I'm a better person and I can make better choices. And that's why, you have to get off the shit. You have to be disciplined. You have to have a checklist to keep yourself in check. Not so that you can get shit done. It's to keep you in check. Don't you understand that's the purpose of a checklist? You're going to look back one day. You're going to be happy that you made the sacrifices because future you is counting on you. Future you wants you to do good. Whether you want to believe that or not. You're drunk. Get off the shit. You're a liar. Better get right. Storyteller. I don't know what to tell you. I like telling stories too. Make sure they're the truth or at least for entertainment value. Don't just yap. Your words will lose their value. People will not take you seriously if you just yap. Be intentional about your time here. Always be yourself. And enjoy what you have because it could be gone in a moment's notice. I want to say thank you for joining me for our second episode of the No Name Podcast. I love that we're here, and I love that I get to do this the way I want to do it. Because I thought about it for a long time. I was like, damn, man, everybody's doing a podcast. Every podcast I was on, any host I spoke to a lot of them this year. And why aren't you doing a podcast? Because everyone's doing them. But I'm happy that I have this. We get to share this. I think eventually I'd love to see people calling in and maybe writing messages so we can talk about things that you have on your mind. And if we don't, I wouldn't mind that either because I love talking about what's on my mind. Like this plant behind me. It's a little funky, but believe it or not, this plant is about 15 and a half feet. And if it wasn't thanks for Any thanks to my best friend Will, I would have not owned this plant. This plant would have not been here. Stop it! Meanwhile, my dog's eating it like a fucking salad. Enjoy your week. It's a big one for you. Get your checklist out. Don't let shit slow you down. And have fun. You only get to do this shit once. Tell people you love them. Hug people tightly. Do your thing. Until next time, I'll see ya. And thank you for being here with me. Wherever you are, enjoy your week. Peace out.